Hey everyone, just wanted to show you guys the maxed out hideout in Escape from Tarkov. So everything's level 3, all the extra bits are unlocked. I'll start here at this end. First we've got the library, adds additional XP, practical skill leveling boost, 30%. You don't need anything to get this working, like there's no fuel, nothing expendable to get it running, you just have to build it. And then we've got heating, which is, you can see here, energy regeneration plus 14, 113 per hour, negative effect removal rate, 50% quicker. Then the rest space, it's also got more negative effect removal, a little bit more to energy. Oh, that's total there, the 113, but plus 3, and 69 HP regeneration, plus 10 to your stamina, max energy reserve. Then we've got the med station. So fully upgraded, you can see all the things you can craft. Probably one of the better ones is the pile of meds leading into the Grizzly first aid kit. Probably the best bang for buck that you can get, but also the Propatrol is pretty nice if you can manage to get some Golden Star Bomb, which is a bit expensive. I also like to spam these when I've got spare bandages. So you can make some money with that, and it adds to health regeneration plus 174. And yeah, so here I can craft another Grizzly. And we've got the air filtering unit. Now this one is a bit hit and miss. Like, it's good, but you need to put in a air filter, and once you put it in there, it's locked. So you can't remove it. The only way to stop it eating up the filter is turning the power off, which if you've got a maxed out hideout, you're going to have the bitcoins running, so your Bitcoin machine. So really you only want to put a filter in when you're planning to specifically try to level your physical skill. It adds 40% boost when you put one in, and then you know if you have an Epsilon case or just a bigger storage box, you want to put like a tank battery or car batteries in there to add weight, because when you walk or run, when I think it might be running when overweight, it boosts your strength really quick and your endurance. So that's this here. It can have up to 3. Then we've got the booze generator, which only got one option. It's to craft moonshine. It needs purified water, which means water purifier level 3, which is just over here, and 2 sugar. And yeah, it's the moonshine is really, it's not worth that much to sell in the flea market, considering you got to use purified water and 2 sugar to make it. But it is really good for the scav case, which is this over here near the front door. But I'll get to that in a minute. Then we put the water collector, plus 36 per hour hydration, and it needs a water filter which gets locked in as well. You cannot remove it, so it just keeps going until it runs empty. Then you can add another water filter if it's not completely made. But usually one filter makes one purified water, and then you can get about 50% to another one. So there's that, and then we've got the generator, which you know is what runs the hideout. These metal fuel tanks are actually fairly easy to get if you spam the 100 option in scav case. Otherwise, you can just use fuel that you find in raid, or trade for these metal fuel tanks with, I think, matches off Jaeger, which is, you know, I think it's a fair trade considering their 100 charge. And then we've got the solar power, which halves your fuel consumption, which is really good. So then down here we've got security. It's just more requirement for upgrading your other hideout bits. Doesn't actually do anything. And then the scav case. So 100 is really good. I've got moonshine in there, and it basically, the more expensive it is, the more return you get, the more items you can have. So you can have like up to 6 items, I think, on moonshine. And you know, you'll get things like TV 100s and, you know, 200k helmets and things like that, which is pretty awesome. But it also takes the longest. While you could spam a bunch of these in the same amount of time and maybe actually end up with more overall bang for buck if you spam the 100 option. There's also, I think, what is it, 70k 7K, something like that, like up here. I haven't actually used them at all because they don't seem like good value to me based on what I've seen other people getting. Though you can get stuff like Red Rebels and really good items, but I'm not sure if the 100 will give that. Maybe. So I'm just spamming Moonshine because it's one of the best. And then over here we've got the stash, which this is the only thing I haven't upgraded to max, but you know there's not really much to say. It just makes it bigger, and it's expensive. So 8.5 mil, and I need 2 more drills. You can see the requirements here, but that's just stash size. And the intelligence center, it's for making USB sticks if you can manage to get all these pieces, and it also gives all these nice bonuses: scav cooldown timer, quest money, insurance return, flea market commission, all cheaper and better. Then the lavatory, see all the things we can craft here. You can actually craft your own fuel, and these come full. You can craft your own filters. Basically all the stuff you find in Raid you can keep your hideout running with a combination of lavatory and workshop, which is the other one. You can see the workshop over here. This is also a good source of income because some of the things you can craft you can buy on the flea market really cheap, and then you can end up crafting much more expensive return for it. So for example, the red powder, it's just one of each of these in a match to make 2 red powder. So what you do is you'd go down, and PS bullets are pretty easy to come by. You'll make your blue powder there, and then you'll make your green powder out of, now this is really cheap, smoke grenade. It's about 5k rubles, and MC7 hand grenade are about $90 each. So you can see I've crafted one there, and I just stock up on those because they're cheap as. You can see here, 87, and you know there's a limit you can buy on a day, but 10's plenty. So there's, and if you've got your dealers maxed out, then it's easy to get smoke grenades too. I've already bought out all the smoke grenades. So craft that there. Craft your red one. Obviously there's other routes you could go. AP20 slugs sell pretty well. And then you craft your red one, preferably out of that. So you got the blue coming. Green. Blue with PS. And then green and blue make 2 red. Make more green and blue, and then make your eagle nicks, which are 1,000 per bullet. 1,040 or so, up to 1,400 I've seen it. And there's also, you know, other stuff like if you're a sniper, you can craft your M4 bullets there with a shell. But the other nice one is, where is it? It's one I like to use, S&B. 80 S&B bullets for 1 red. So I can get 2 red with this. So when I do the triple to get eagle nick, I'll have 1 red left over because I've got 2 from there. And I'll put the other one into S&B bullets. So yeah, that's pretty nifty. And then this is one of the first things you should actually get because it's awesome. The shooting range for target practice. Your guns it doesn't use up your bullets from your stash. So you just got to walk away from the table and go back to it, and your bullets will be back to how they were. It'll reset them. And it's really good for testing guns, for recoil, you know, distance, how the red dot accuracy is at close and medium range, etc. So yeah, you get that ASAP if you start in Tarkov. And then finally, the one I left for the lucky last. Oh, well, there's illumination. Sorry, it's just light out hiding, but it doesn't actually do anything. I don't think it affects power consumption. It's just a requirement for some of the higher level upgrades, and it changes how the game looks. So if you want to do target practice in candlelight or in the dark, you can turn the lights off, and literally the shooting range will be dark when you go to practice. So that's also nice, you know, or if you want to test out something. So back to here, we've also got the vents, I forgot to mention, but they also don't serve a function other than hideout upgrades. So yeah, and lastly we've got the Bitcoin farm, which is passive income. So you can see here I've got the final upgrade, which added It's got total 50 slots. And whenever you get GPUs, or if you just buy your GPUs, adding a GPU reduces this timer for making 1 Bitcoin. And I'll just show you because I just bought these right before this video. When I add a GPU, it's as simple as, well, taking one away will increase the time. Adding one decreases it considerably. So, and you can add all, and you can see them like literally go into the mining rack, which is pretty awesome. Oh, wait, hideout error. This is what we get with beta. It's fine. So back here, see that timer going down? And it can store up to 3, so you know, collect it once a day. Each Bitcoin's, you know, 130 to 150k plus. Oh, I need one more? Apparently. Thought I bought the last one already. Oh, and a little trick that not everyone knows. F5 works in here. You know the refresh page button? Yeah, you can hit it. And refresh. Just like that. Anyway. It's not registering. Ah, there's a delay. It's fine, there's a hideout delay. But yeah, you can see that the timer's reduced noticeably, but it was already at 35%. It should be roughly 5 hours per Bitcoin. And then if you go to your stash, yeah, see it's lagging. All of these should be in the kit. Anyway, you can see your Bitcoin here. Check the price with Therapist. So it's at 137, but I've seen it up at 159 the other day, a few days ago. So you just hold them, or you know, sell them as you need them. Don't sell all of them at the same time, unless Bitcoin's really high. So yeah, I'll also do a inside walkthrough just so you can see everything. Nice Tarkov trailer on here. And so testing guns, it's kind of like this. Just throw a gun. Go back to the hideout, hit enter, it'll go back to where you were standing. So you can see at close range, it's not accurate. You have to aim a bit high. But at this range, it's almost perfect. You can also run right up and check. Test stuff like your laser or your example here. Right? The difference red dot makes. Then you just walk away so the gun goes away, and then your gun will be reloaded. So I'll test this maybe on this wall. So this is hipfire without red dot. So yeah, that's really handy for learning your weapon spray or testing out different sights. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I just wanted to share what the max level hideout is like. Maybe if you're starting Tarkov and it's close to a wipe, just Google when's the next wipe. Maybe it's not worth investing in the hideout because it is a lot of money, like millions and millions to get it all fully upgraded. And honestly, if you just want to play the game and you're a casual player and you can only play like, you know, an hour, a couple of hours a day at most, buying the gear that you can actually enjoy straight up is gonna be more fulfilling than running budget runs every single game only to get wiped by the time you actually get everything upgraded, which will happen to a casual player. Like I've been grinding this for a solid 2 weeks, many hours a day, like half a day every day. So that's the only way I was able to catch up, and then I've got like a couple months to enjoy this before the wipe. Which I hope they don't wipe the hideout, but you know, I don't know how else they're going to balance it. I reckon they could balance the Bitcoin part, like that's what a lot of people say, is that the Bitcoin's the unfair, the money generation. They could simply drop the price of Bitcoin really low, and then so anyone with a Bitcoin machine, like they'd probably end up selling their GPUs if the Bitcoin's only worth like 100 rubles at the start of a wipe, and then it slowly ramps up, and that way, you know, you're not at a significant advantage, like not any more than an EOD player that's basically pay to win to get their hideout advancement. But you know, if they wipe the whole thing, I don't even know if I'll bother. Like, you can make so much money just by playing the game. Anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next gameplay vid.